All right. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah,
Glad to have you here
glad to be
for
here.
another,
Exploration of.
exploration of the AI
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
We always start off at the AI agent store,
that's right.
take a little spin around, see what's new.
Absolutely.
And this time around, we found something
Yeah.
pretty interesting called KlapAI.
Hmm.
Um, and this one is really focused on gamers.
Yeah, this is interesting because it really is kind of the first platform of its kind that is focusing specifically on
Right.
gamers being creators.
Interesting.
Yeah,
KlapAI is a platform that's kind of blending AI and Web3 for game asset creation.
exactly.
So it's NFTs, but for the gaming world, right?
Yeah,
So I was looking at the information on the website,
yeah.
and it says that KlapAI lets users create, mint, validate, and earn.
Right.
So how does all that work?
Well, so think of it this way. Like, you are playing a game, and let's say it's a role-playing game, and you wish you had a super cool, really awesome sword that, like, nobody else had, and it had all these unique powers.
Yeah.
You can actually create that sword on KlapAI.
Whoa.
So you can create the asset, like the 3D model, using their AI tool.
And how much like coding experience or 3D modeling experience would you have to do that?
That's the beauty of it, is that with AI, they're trying to make it accessible to everyone.
Oh,
So even if you don't have a lot of technical expertise, you can still use their platform to generate these assets.
that's really cool.
Yeah. And then once you create it, you can mint it as an NFT, which basically means you're turning it into a unique digital asset that is yours, and then you can even sell it
Wow.
to other players who might want to use that awesome sword in their own gameplay.
Okay.
And that's where the earn aspect comes in.
So wait, you're telling me I can like make money off of making a cool sword?
Potentially?
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And that's really kind of revolutionizing the gaming industry, because now it's not just the game developers who are creating all the content.
Right.
Players can actually participate in that creation process and, potentially profit from it.
So like, back in the day there were things called mods,
Right.
right? Where you could modify a game.
Right?
And a lot of that was, visual stuff,
Yeah.
but this is taking it to a whole other level where you're actually creating assets that can be,
Exactly.
used in the game and actually have value.
Yeah, you're not just changing the way the game looks, you're actually changing the way it's played
Right.
by creating these unique items and characters and experiences.
So what kinds of things can you create? I mean, you mentioned a sword, but like what are some of the other assets?
Oh, the possibilities are really limitless. It could be anything from weapons to armor to characters to even like virtual land
Wow.
in a metaverse type game.
So like imagine like if you're playing, some kind of a role-playing game, you want to create like a whole new area to explore. Like you could do that.
Yeah, potentially. And then other players could come and explore that area that you created.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it opens up a whole new dimension of creativity and also community building within the game.
And they're using blockchain technology to kind of verify all this and make sure everything's legitimate.
Exactly. So that ensures that every asset is unique and it can't be duplicated, so it has real value.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. And it also creates a sense of scarcity, which is important for any kind of collectible market.
Right.
So it's not just that anyone can create anything, it's that your creation is unique and therefore has value.
So this sounds like it has implications beyond just, the individual gamer, who's playing the game.
Absolutely.
Like this could actually change the whole game development landscape.
Yeah, I mean, think about it from a developer's perspective. They no longer have to create every single asset for their game. They can actually rely on the community to contribute to that content creation process, and that can save them a lot of time and resources.
That's huge. Yeah, and money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm looking at some of the information here, and it talks about how KlapAI is not just for gamers, but also for developers, artists, community members.
Right.
So how does it benefit like each of those groups specifically?
Well, like we said, developers can save time and money by using KlapAI to kind of outsource some of that asset creation to the community.
Right.
Artists can use KlapAI to showcase their work and sell it directly to gamers, instead of having to go through traditional channels like.
Publishing houses and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And community members can participate in this whole ecosystem by, buying and selling assets and even just, voting on which assets they think are the best.
So it's like a whole...
It's a whole economy, a
Yeah.
whole new economy within gaming.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So is this like the future of gaming then?
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, I think we're seeing a shift towards more user-generated content and more decentralized platforms.
Right.
And KlapAI is definitely at the forefront of that trend.
Now, does it mention anything about, if there are any downsides to this or any potential risks?
Well, one concern is always, making sure that it's fair for all players.
Right.
You don't want to create a situation where people who spend more money have an unfair advantage.
Right, like a pay-to-win scenario.
Exactly. So I think it's important for platforms like KlapAI to really think carefully about how to implement these systems in a way that is balanced and accessible to everyone.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, I think this is really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see what's happening in the world of AI and Web3.
Yeah, and I love how, KlapAI is really focusing on this idea of empowering gamers
Right.
to become creators and not just consumers of games, but
Exactly.
like actual participants in
Yeah, it's like the democratization of game development.
shaping the games that they love. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, if our listeners are interested in finding out more about KlapAI,
Yeah.
where can they go?
Well, they can visit the KlapAI website.
Okay, and we'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Sounds good.
And, of course, if you want to keep up with all the latest developments in the AI world,
Yes.
be sure to visit the AI Agent Store,
That's right.
AIagentstore.ai.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week with another deep dive into the world of AI.
See you then.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.